Lately, the Ang Cheng Ho Quarry has been in the news. The state government has approved 10 million ringgit to transform the old quarry into a public recreational area. The Batu Kawai Assemblyman, Datuk Sri Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hiang, has kept the public informed of its progress through his Facebook. This is the artist's impression of the multi-purpose hall to be built there. There are other facilities as well, and the whole project is expected to be completed within 15 months. From Stephen Yong Road, the construction work can be seen progressing well. Have you ever wondered who Ang Cheng Ho was? Born on 6th of June 1910 in Kim Mun, China, together with his parents, they migrated to Karimun Island in the 1920s. Eventually, he came to Kuching to work for Teo Cheng Ho, who later became his father-in-law. He worked in Eng Hin, one of the oldest goldsmiths in Kuching. Hardworking, intelligent, with a fine business acumen, he learned fast and began to make headway in the world of business. On the personal side, he fell in love and married Teo Hui Eng, the third daughter of local businessman Teo Cheng Ho. He went on to start his own company Po Hua, becoming very successful, dealing with commodities like rubber, sago and pepper. His company was among the biggest exporter of these commodities. He also dealt in gold. He had a goldsmith shop Po Hua in Carpenter Street, and this shop was his favorite shop among so many businesses that he had. It was also one of the biggest in Kuching. From trading, he diversified into other fields. He invested much of his profit in land, both town and country land, becoming the largest landed property owner in Kuching. He acquired the Ang Cheng Ho Quarry in the 1960s. On his own, and also together with his business partner, another prominent businessman, Datuk V. Keng Chiang, they did a few projects in Padungan. Other than the Ang Cheng Ho Quarry, another famous project by him was the Ang Cheng Ho Building, which was built with the British Council in mind. The first Chief Minister, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Stephen Kaluningkan, laid the foundation stone of the Ang Cheng Ho Building on 22nd July 1963. It was the tallest building in Kuching at that time and was a much sought after place to rent. Some of the most important offices to occupy the building included the British Council, which occupied 2 floors of the building, Singapore Airlines, BOAC, Malayan Airways, Rothmans, Coopers and Lybrand, MNI, and many others. Today, the Riverbank Tower sits on the site of the Ang Cheng Ho Building. Having reached the pinnacle of his success, he never forgot his humble beginnings. A good leader and very charitable, he was involved in many organizations related to his business and also for community service. He was the chairman of the Kuching Goldsmith Association and vice chairman of Huali Sawmill, V. Keng Chiang Company Limited, Green Sport Company Limited and Kuching Rubber Exporter Association. He also has partnership with several companies in Singapore. He was the treasurer of Kuching Chinese Chambers of Commerce and vice chairman of the Chinese School Economic Affair Board, besides being the patron, president and chairman of several charitable, educational and sports organizations. Like many first-generation Chinese in Sarawak, he worked very hard to provide a good life for the family. And for the children, he ensured that they had the best education available. At the same time, he instilled in his children, all 10 of them, good values like respect for the elders, good manners and behavior, humility and integrity in life. Ably complemented by his life partner Teo Hui Eng, all the children went on to be successful in their own careers. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Well, that's not Ang Cheng Ho. Besides his family and work, he had his favorite hobbies too. He loves horses and ponies, which he had quite a few. His horses and ponies won him many important events like the Governor's Cup and the Malaysia Day Cup. Another of his interests was orchids. He was believed to be the first orchid enthusiast to import hybrid orchids from Singapore. He was also well known for his liking for the number 5. The family house number was number 5, and most of his cars had number plates bearing the number 5 or multiple of it. Another interesting car number plate of his was K3939. A history teacher in his son's school, St. Thomas's School, used to tell his students to remember this number because it was on 3rd September 1939 that Great Britain and France declared war on Germany in the Second World War. He was a humble and much respected man, and liked by people from all walks of life. When he passed on in 1967, the respect and love for him was shown in the magnitude of the funeral procession as reported in the Sarawak Tribune. By then, he had done enough to ensure that his children could go on, getting a sound education and lead a responsible life. Also, his contribution to the people of Kuching was something not to be forgotten. It was very appropriate to name a major road after him. And not far away, there is a jetty named after him. The scenery at the jetty, with the view of the city on one side and the picturesque village houses on the other side, would certainly make him very happy. Also, there is a sick bay in Sarawak Cheshire Home dedicated to Mr. and Mrs. Ang Cheng Ho. Last but not least, there is a hall in the St. John's Ambulance Headquarters in Kuching named after Ang Cheng Ho and his wife. A humble and charitable man, he may not be around anymore, but his legacy lives on. Thank you for watching this video.